Hello everybody, how's it going? Today, I felt like ranking Spider-Man suits, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt as in my last video, sue me. There have been a lot of Spider-Man adaptations over the years, and with it, a lot of suits. Some of them great, some of them terrible. And today, we're gonna go through the main suits from essentially all the films and the games. Just one game. The only game that really matters. Web of Shadows fans, once again, are gonna hate me. Starting off, we have the Amazing Spider-Man 1 beta testing suit. That's just what I'm gonna call it. I would call it the wrestling costume, but he never actually wrestles in it. Yeah, this suit, I mean, it's not really anything, if we're being honest. It's a red mask, a beanie, and some sunglasses. He does look slightly like a sexual predator, which is less than ideal. And he's also a massive dickhead whenever he wears it, which doesn't help. Yeah, we're starting off rough on this one. I'm gonna have to go D. Next up, we are saved. Don't worry, we started off very, very badly, but then we upgrade massively because we have the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, which is objectively, the best live-action Spider-Man suit of all time. There is no argument. There is no argument to be made. This suit is gorgeous, from the raised webbing, the massive juicy eyes, the perfect shades of red and blue, even the spider logo I'm a fan of. And that's all massively helped by the fact that the CGI of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is absolutely gorgeous every time you see it. Alright, next up, a weird one. Spider-Man 3 Venom suit. Now, this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when when Spider-Man 3 came out, especially when we saw the behind the scenes and we saw the other potential Venom suit, which is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, but I don't think this suit is that bad. Now, it is just the Raimi suit painted black with a slightly different logo. I do think, though, that it looks pretty nice. I mean, whenever you have the Raimi suit, it's gonna look nice. The only slight problem is that the CG on this suit is a little bit iffy, but other than that, it's just a solid suit. I'm gonna be conservative. I'm gonna put it in B because I don't want to overestimate anything and then regret anything later. So yeah, I think that's looking good. Alright, I'm just gonna fucking skip the ones that I don't recognize. I hope you don't mind. I mean, you don't really have a choice because I don't care. Next up, oof. The advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4. Damn, now this was an interesting one when it came out because obviously it had the massive white spider, you know, it threw a lot of people off at first. Honestly, when I first saw this suit, I wasn't a massive fan of it. I didn't mind the white spider, but it was the eyes that kind of threw me off. They were a bit small, they didn't really stand out, and on top of that, the color shading, when I first saw it at the E3 demo, it looked orange. I don't know why it looked orange, but it looked orange. That being said, this suit has really grown on me, and it is kind of, because it's attached to Marvel Spider-Man, because it's attached to Marvel Spider-Man, the game, it has a very nice place in my heart. I won't spoil anything, even though if you're watching this video, you've probably already played it, but that scene, you know which scene I'm talking about. When I saw that for the first time, and Peter was wearing this suit, I cried. I cried hard. I think I would put it on the same tier as the Venom suit from Spider-Man 3. I think I put it B. It is quality, and I love the classic suit from that game as well. But I don't quite know if it cracks the proper upper echelon. Oh no. Oh, people are gonna be really mad at me for this one. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. The one that everyone hates. The basketball suit. The one with the sunglasses. The yellow eyes. I kind of like this suit. Now, visually, yes, it has its problems. I mean, I do quite like the basketball texture, and again, the CG in those films is gorgeous, so that helps. But what I like more about this suit is that we see Peter build it, and although some of the things are a little silly, you know, he uses a basketball texture, I do think that the inclusion of that in those films kind of boosts this suit a little bit. In the other films we've seen, Peter basically just gets handed a $200,000 studio-made suit. I mean, he technically makes it in Far From Home, but does that really count? Does it? Watching Peter craft this in his bedroom, it's a fantastic scene, and I think for that alone, I'm gonna put it in B. Am I being too generous with my Bs? Maybe, but man, give the Amazing Spider-Man one more respect. This shit, Night Monkey. Isn't that funny, guys? That definitely doesn't sound like something out of some shit straight to DVD Nickelodeon film from the early 2000s. The thing is with this suit, there is a genuine reason that it exists, and it isn't abhorrently bad. It is just a completely plain suit with, you know, Spider-Man eyes. There isn't really much to say about it. We don't see it all too much, and when we do, it looks quite good, but I'm also really not a fan of the way the eyes flick up. I don't know why, that just really bugs me. Get it? Bugs me? Because Spider-Man? I'm gonna put it in C. This is kind of a tough one. The Far From Home completed Peter suit. The black and red. The first time we saw black and red in film. Apart from maybe the wrestling suit from Spider-Man 1, but we'll get to that. This one's kind of tough. You know, I really do like the base design of the MCU Spider-Man suit. I know some people have kind of lessened their love for it because the CGI's been dodgy and various other reasons, no raised webbing, for example. This suit I do think is solid. I've got to say I much prefer the Homecoming suit, the blue and red. I don't know what it is about the black and red, but something about it just doesn't feel right. Maybe it's the way that film's lit, but something about it just, it's never felt real to me. It's never felt tangible. I also am a massive fan of the way that the arms are just completely black with that one red stripe. But overall, I think it's a decent suit. I think it's a good suit. I think it deserves a B. I mean, if The Amazing Spider-Man 1 does, I'll put it above The Amazing Spider-Man 1. Don't hate me, MCU fans. I don't like your films, but that's okay. I like the MCU. I love the MCU. Just not those MCU films. Next up, like I said, I do love the Homecoming suit. I like the black stripes. I think they're a cool addition. I think the blue and red is gorgeous. I mean, I think it looks better in Civil War for sure, especially the behind the scenes of Civil War. But I do really, really like this suit. It looks fantastic in basically every scene that it's in my opinion. And for that reason, I think that deserves our first A. I think I can genuinely say that the Homecoming suit / Civil War suit does deserve an A. Maybe I'm biased because I love Civil War Spider-Man, but who knows? All right, next up. The reverse Scarlet Spider, aka the MCU homemade suit. You know, this was a really cool idea. It does feel very genuine, like that is the equipment that, you know, some 16-year-old would have to make a suit, just like a hoodie, some sweatpants, and some trainers. I do appreciate that, you know, they paid homage to Scarlet Spider as well. And I've got to say, I love the goggles. I absolutely love the goggles. The way they implied spider sense in Civil War by saying that he has, you know, sensory overload and that's why he needs the goggles. It's just great, and I just love that little addition. It's tough though, because I really appreciate the suit for what it is, but I don't know if it looks better than any of the suits in B. That's the thing. So I think I'm gonna give it the same as the TASM 1 treatment, right? It may not look the best, but I appreciate what it does for the character, and I appreciate, you know, I appreciate the story behind it. Wow, I've just made a fucking penis. That's great. Infinity War, the moment that this was revealed, I shit my pants. But I mean, I shit my pants throughout the entirety of Infinity War, so that's not saying much. I really like this suit. Now, albeit, I much prefer the Iron Spider in the comics. I much prefer that suit. But the MCU Iron Spider is pretty cool. I love the glowing eyes. I love the legs. I think the CGI looks consistently good. The gold really complements it. And also, Tom Holland just looks really goddamn good in that film. I'm just being honest. Like, look at that. Look at those fucking curtains. Tell me that you would not marry that man. I'm sorry. Tell me that you wouldn't. If you know me, you know I'm not a massive fan of MCU Spider-Man, but I've got to just give this a solid A. It's just a solid suit. Alrighty, next up, the wrestling suit from Spider-Man 1. Now, I love this suit because I have a ridiculous amount of nostalgia for Spider-Man 1, but Peter does say a homophobic slur whilst wearing it, so that knocks it down a few points. In all reality though, this was a cool way to do it. I don't know where he bought that sweater from. I mean, it does look very early 2000s, like I'm sure you could probably get that from any random New York merchant. The black and red was a cool nod to Steve Ditko's original design, and the scene that this suit shows up in is truly just iconic. I mean, fucking Randy Savage versus Tobey Maguire in a wrestling match. It's chef's kiss, apart from the homophobia. Let's just ignore that. Although, like I said, I appreciate the nod to the original design of Steve Ditko, at the same time, it is very bland. It doesn't have nearly as much meaning behind it as the homemade suit from the MCU, and for that reason, I think I'm gonna drop it down to C. It's better than fucking Night Monkey, but I'm gonna drop it down to C. Oh, I've actually just made a penis. This is not good for my first tier list video. Or maybe it's perfect. Last, but certainly not least, the Raimi suit. Arguably the most iconic Spider-Man suit ever put to screen. When you think Spider-Man, you think this suit. I mean, the comic design of Spider-Man was based off this suit for years after the film came out. And yes, you can say there was changes between the first one and the second one. Yes, there was changes, and I'm still of the opinion that the original Spider-Man 1 suit looks better than the Spider-Man 2 suit. Regardless of all that, it's just iconic. The raised webbing is beautiful. The dark navy blue is absolutely stunning. And just generally, I think it's very hard to think about Spider-Man without thinking about this suit. And at the end of the day, that's what an iconic suit should really do. That's what a great suit should do. When the moment a character's name is mentioned, you think of a suit, that means that that suit is great. When you think of Batman, you think of the 1989 suit, you think of the Dark Knight suit, you think of the Arkham suit. All fantastic. And when you think of Spider-Man, you think Raimi. And although I do like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit more visually, I can't help but put this suit anywhere else but S. Alright, I've spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out if I want to rank these last ones or not, and I've decided fuck that because I can barely see them in the photo as it is. So that is us. That is every single Spider-Man suit, it's not even close to every single Spider-Man suit, ranked from worst to best. I know this was a little bit of a, sidestep from my usual style of content, but please do let me know what you think of it. Do you like these tier list videos? Do you enjoy them? Should I do more of them? I mean, the best way to let me know if you enjoy them is by hitting like and commenting down below, so just let me know. Also, hitting like, as always, is super appreciated because it really helps out the channel. If you want to see more content like this, plus plenty more, then make sure to subscribe if you're new and turn post notifications on so you don't miss any other videos like it. Thank you all so much for being so supportive over the last year. It's been incredible to watch this channel's growth. I know that this is a random time to say this, it's a Spider-Man ranking, but you guys have helped me more than you can imagine over the past year. I don't know if I would have made it through lockdown if it wasn't for all of your support, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I will try and get more content out for you because, it's the least I could do. With all that soppy stuff out the way though, thank you all so much for watching. Please tell me all your Spider-Man opinions below. Please get angry with me. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Let me know. And with all that being said, I've been Joe, aka Scarab, and I will see you in the next one.